Alright, well, I was recording and I turned on the sound for Madden, and I didn't realize that all the music playing, I'm going to 100% get a copyright strike. So it's muted right now, or it should be. This is after I played the game, so this is the week of the Ravens, even though this is the video for the Vikings. I wanted to show the gameplay sliders. I did change them a little bit. I found a quote-unquote realistic one that I found online. So I turned my quarterback accuracy down a little bit, pass blocking up a little bit, the run blocking down a little bit. I could tell some noticeable differences here. Wide receiver catching down a little bit. I could tell the difference there as well. Basically all of this stuff that I just found online, it works pretty well. Everything seemed to be working super well. Now, one thing that I am going to change that I noticed a lot is by turning some of these up by a decent bit. I've noticed, alright, so there was no noticeable difference in either of these. There was a huge noticeable difference in this one. There was a noticeable difference in this, and then roughing the passer got called a couple times. So I am going to turn that one down to 52, because I do think it is ridiculous how much the NFL calls some of these, but with the amount of penalties, they were all against the CPU, and I only got one against me. So we're gonna see if that changes, going forth. But I like these sliders. It made the game a little bit more realistic, especially the quarterback accuracy. Like, players will go 10 for 10 for 30 yards against me. Now that's not normal. They're gonna go, much like last time where he threw for 300 yards against me, but 70% completion or whatever it was. So that's much better, much closer to reality. All right, the other thing is we did sign, so I know he's injured. We did sign back Philip Lindsay, and we traded away O.J. Howard for a couple of mid-round draft picks. So yeah, that's basically gonna be that's basically everything that I was saying before the gameplay. Now for the parts after the gameplay, I upgraded some players. I showed this is my receiver. So I signed this receiver, Henderson here, who has on special teams, he's a 93 overall returner and a 91 punt returner. So, much better than the other guys who were just like super slow and couldn't really do anything. So we're gonna have much more fun doing anything basically. Now besides that, there was an injury that meant we had to make a signing. So and that was Dwayne Haskins got injured for 8 weeks. So we went out and traded 2 mid-round draft picks for Nick Foles. So now Nick Foles is going to be our starter going forward. Chad Kelly really didn't do much. So alright, so besides that, there really wasn't anything else super important that I did go over. But I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of the... I'm going to go ahead and do some scouting, and I did say I'm going to sim some games because 5-0, I mean, I could probably go 16-0 if I really played every single game. I'm not like super bad at the game by any means. I'm not like a stud where I can compete in Madden tournaments, but against the CPU on all Madden, especially with the sliders the way they are, I could win 19 games a season. I think that's all the logistics. Now I'm paring down like 20 minutes of recording. This has only been 5, so obviously there was some other stuff that I said, but obviously it's not super important. So all right, with that being said, I guess I'm gonna get into the gameplay. Alright, so I accidentally left the Madden volume up super high, and so like it's really hard to hear me. So I'm gonna go ahead and just like voice over a little bit of this. What I'm trying to say here is that I got a new receiver that's a much better returner. That's kind of exactly what I said beforehand, so not really news now. I wanted to get Haskins started throwing out here. Now, I did already mention this, but he does get injured. I'm not sure if he gets injured in the first drive or after, but I'm saying here that I'm seeing that these penalties are definitely already coming into play for me, adjusting the sliders a little bit. Now, I did adjust the sliders more than what you saw earlier because the sliders were slightly up a little bit for penalties than what they are after the game that I showed first. But yeah, I mean, this is a good route to Paul Richardson. This is a huge drive right here for us to get our first 7. I just really wanted to come in and kind of get started like normal. I am a passer. I love that little post route across. So hitting Paul Richardson for a wide open touchdown is a pretty good, pretty good start. All right, so after the kickoff, I want to come in and start trying. So I have put my safety, Landon Collins, in as my sub linebacker there. That's kind of what I was saying. Now, I was a little bit pissed off that I didn't get the interception, but that is kind of what happens, I guess, when you turn down the interception rating. I turned it down to like, what, 44 or whatever. Now, it shouldn't affect your user as much. Now, here I am bringing the pressure. Now, they do get what I believe is a holding call. The first couple of penalties went against them and not me. So I was like not super into the penalties. As you'll see later on, I declined a decent number over the season. But I did want to bring pressure, and here I'm bringing pressure again because, you know, the pressure will play run defense, or when they're in bunch or something like that, it's super easy to guard their routes. So now that I have them to a 3rd and really long, I'm just looking to try to get off the field here, just play my normal defense. I usually like to play a cover 3, and I do mention my cover 3 because the 3 deep blues will play at the sticks. Now, I do get a fumble, but I can't pick it up. However, this is exactly what I'm talking about. My cover 3s play at the sticks, so when I do allow that completion over the top, I'm able to have all my guys come down, and when they do recover the fumble, we don't let them get the first down. We do let them get a lot of yards, but we don't let them get the first down. Now, I do like to show my punt returns now that I have a pretty decent returner, and you can already see how much it is affecting the gameplay, because I just take it back here. This is the first punt return that I have on the season. This is first I have in the franchise, so it's pretty spectacular to have a good return man. But with that being said, I do fix the volume, so I should be into the regular now. So I realized that the game audio might be a little too high, so I just turned it down. But here we are out in some random play that it chose for me. We're obviously bringing the blitz, which was pretty decent considering it was run D. We're getting the rookie in there, but Dalvin Cook just running right through us. So again, I like playing with a safety in this spot right here. That's my favorite. I gotta watch Diggs, because Diggs with the route. Okay. So like I said, we still have the safety here, and then Miles Jack is the second linebacker. Obviously, on a good hit stick, but I would prefer to have 2 linebackers in on run D, and so I've actually gone through and put in different players to the positions. Like you'll notice that I have Chase Young out as my backer there. Well, it's not what I wanted. Oh, I was almost there. I think that might be roughing the passer. Oh, ineligible man downfield. Okay. So that's what happens when you run RPOs often, is you get that. But yeah, I did go ahead and edit this. Well, here we go. Oh man, I played the ball there, but Adam Thielen just mossed me. So maybe I do have to come back into pass D. They haven't really run that much. They ran out of shotgun a couple times, but I'm gonna go ahead and play. Goal line defense. Try to get a good stop here. Dalvin Cook just running right through me, running right through tackles. Jesus. All right, I'm gonna actually show this return, because now that we have this 94 overall, it feels like when I'm returning with freaking Deion Sanders on my ultimate team. We only get to the 25, but with Darius Geis or Bryce Love back there to return before, we would have got to like the 17. All right, first down and 10. I'm going to try to get the run game going, and Darius Geis gets blown up in the backfield. Yeah. There's that run blocking down a little bit. All right, second down and 13 after Geist gets blown up in the backfield and first down. Let's try to see if we can break over the outside. And Geist gets blown up in the backfield for a second straight time. So the Minnesota defense just really dominating our soul on the line of scrimmage there. I'm going to have to go to the air here. So third down 16, we're motioning Jerry out. We're probably not going to throw to him, but yeah, we are. Jerry Jeudy with space. Gets out across the 50. And he's down into Minnesota territory all the way down to the 42-yard line. So 2 plays blown up in the backfield for Darius Geist. And finally, we get something going. Our passing game is what we're relying on. Now, I'm going to go ahead and try to do a shotgun run real quick. And we do get out there with Darius Geist to the edge, picking up some of those yards that he lost. But it looks like he's still run for negative yards in this game. So we've still run for negative yards in this game, which means I'm going to go back to the air. Don't really have anybody. I'm just going to wait for Paul Richardson, and I waited a little. I didn't wait long enough. I didn't pass lead right there. After an incomplete pass, we still have negative rushing yards for the game. I'm not going to go ahead and try to run here on third down. I'm going to go back to the air. You know, Haskins just perfect pass. So Harrison Smith comes down at me, and because of that, we were able to get a wide open pass. So I'm going to try to go ahead and get our running game slightly more established here. I'm going to check down to Strong and run with Geist. See if we can get a yard or 2 back from those negative rushing yards. Okay, we get them. So I think we're now positive on the game. 4 rushes for 2 yards, but we're obviously not a running team. Especially that our speedy running back is out. We're probably going to look to draft a running back because we do have some good running backs, but I want a receiving back. So that one was third down. I wasn't sure we were going to be able to score here anyways, so we're just going to try to take our field goal and get out of here. So I did change the sliders for both teams, but we haven't been penalized yet. I'm expecting to get penalized probably this drive. Well, I can't get penalized if he just breaks a huge run, so Davis is chasing him, but we can't get to him in time. So there we go. They're 0-4. They're still making a case for this game. So I'm going to return this one. It's probably a bad option, but actually we do get across the 25 to the 27, so we pick up a couple, and we're out close on a hash, which is what I usually like. So our offensive line just cannot block at all. We're getting our soul crushed every single play. So we're going to have to try to go for another pass here. Julio, we're hoping he's going to be able to get open, and he does. And we can get it first down. We started off like 3 for 4. We're 4 for 10 now. But so the last incompletion is all on me. That wasn't on the pass blocking or anything. Okay, Darius Geist with a decent run. Alright, so we now make it a 3rd and manageable after taking a nice lead and then just giving it back up. It's super important to go ahead and try to score on this drive. We should have Julio, and we do. He does have the post flag elite, so any time he's running a corner, or not post flag elite, he's out corner elite. So anytime he runs a corner, I'm just going to go ahead and go with him. If he gets that, if he has one-on-one coverage, he's going to make that cut. Like, right there, the corner is out. So if, he was on that route there, I wouldn't really necessarily think he'd be open. But if he lines up, like, head up or something, I'd 100% of the time go to him. So I'm going to have to scramble here. I don't know why I pressed that button. That's the wrong button. I did not mean to press that button. And, oh my gosh, Haskins gets injured. So Haskins gets injured on the play before. He throws an incomplete pass and just gets demolished in the backfield. So we're going to go ahead and run here because even though our run has not worked all game, I guarantee Chad Kelly is worse. So I just had to try that one. We don't have Haskins anymore. He's out for the game. I'm going to imagine that he's out for multiple weeks. Let's actually check that right now. Yeah, so upper arm fracture for Haskins. I think he might be out for much of the season, if not longer. So we're going to have to trade for a quarterback probably. or we're just going to have to tank. So I'm actually pretty upset that he's injured because that just destroys everything. You know, I'm not going to be able to trade for anybody's starting quarterback pretty much. So, you know, we should have kept Jordan Love. That's probably the truth, but, you know, he couldn't throw at all, so it's like, I don't know. I bring the pressure there. We get the user sack, but yeah, I'm pretty upset. We're not gonna do anything this year. You know, we were Super Bowl contenders until that. I wanted the hit stick, but it didn't happen. So this is perfect. He's 5 for 6, or 5 for 7, or 4. I don't remember exactly what he is, but for an actual, real amount of yards, not 10 for 10 for 30. So I'm going to return this. This is our best opportunity for points for the rest of the game. Well, I'm upset and not really commentating because of that. Wasn't expecting anything to happen, and Darius Guice breaks a huge touchdown. Guys, this sucks. We're out of contention. Our running game is gonna have to get it, and we went backwards for the first 2 freaking plays. We're just breaking tackles now. I mean, I expected it. Dalvin Cook 5 rushes for 97 yards. I mean, honestly, who wouldn't expect it? But let's try to stop him and keep him some points for halftime. So it's first down and 10. Don't know why they're coming out in single back. Yeah, I expected a pass. I still came out in big nickel over G because of it. So I'm there. Obviously, the receiver is going to hold on to it for no reason whatsoever. They're doing hurry up. Let's try to stop them. And boom! User lurk. That's exactly what we needed. So with a minute and a half left in this half, I'm going to go ahead and try to get points. We're not really going to be able to do it through the air, I don't imagine. I mean, I've thrown one pass with Chad Kelly. It was actually not a horrible pass. It was not a great read. Kind of. It wasn't a good read. I took it because it was like Julio had the post flag elite. So right here, we're just hoping to find Paul Richardson, and we can't. I mean, not really a bad pass there. It was like actually a good pass. It was just the only thing I really had going for me there. I'm gonna go ahead and go back to it. It looks like he can throw that route over the middle. So hopefully he can throw that route over the middle and we could do it, but you know, I don't know. Way more, and we get sacked. So, you know, not a good look for us. He's over 2 with a sack. Let's go ahead and try to get a good punt here. So with the amount of wind at us, that wasn't a bad punt there. Inside the 20, obviously we could have... Oh, my auction is sold. Obviously we could, you know, do more, but I don't know. I feel like we should have been able to score on that interception drive, but whatever. And back-to-back interceptions. I mean, I'm just lurking that middle. That is my middle. Yeah, that's my middle. So he wants to test me there. I'm going to go ahead and be there every single time. That's why you play with the safety at that position. You could change it in setting. There's a way to change who you have at the different places. And Darius Guice is gonna break another one. Let's see if we can. We can't juke him. That's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and let the clock wind a little bit. Try to set up. I don't really want to use my timeouts. I'll use my timeouts at the end. I'm gonna be throwing some incomplete passes, so it's not like that big of a deal, really. So we're gonna go ahead and try to throw it to Richardson if I can, and with all the pressure, Chad Kelly actually makes an accurate pass and throws for a touchdown. So great way to cap off a drive. A great way to cap off a half here. So, you know, this is not what I was expecting at all. I'll just say one thing before halftime because it looks like they're not going to test me. But with 30 seconds and 2 timeouts, I would have expected them. Okay, they are going to try to score here. So if they want to throw to the middle again, I will be there. We will score again. I will score on them as many times as they want me to. But also, poor Vikings. I will rebuild them. Alright, they're just running with Dalvin Cook now. So, yeah, we're just going to halftime. So I haven't mixed a whole lot of pressure in because, okay, come down. Because everything else has been working for us, but, you know, it was a good time to call it there. They get a holding call. So I'm expecting them to run here, but I'm not playing run D. I'm trying to bring pressure just in case they do like a play action or something. And we do get a sack there. So it's a great time to mix in pressure. Start down at 19. So yeah, I'm not really gonna worry about pressure on this one. I'm gonna go ahead and just run my cover 3. I usually run cover 2, but I don't know, cover 3 here seems like protecting the sticks more. And I'm protecting the sticks there for sure. We just swatted it. I tried to switch over, but it switched me to the safety. I don't know why it does that. So Chad Kelly has actually surprised me. I am still going to run the ball because that's where we've got the most success for him, is running the ball until we really need him. And Darius Geis is just going off. 10 rushes for 118 yards and a touchdown is just, that's exactly what we need. So if you know, if we could still rush all the way down the field and Chad Kelly comes too clutch, I mean, we'll just build up his XP, and who knows, we could possibly win a Super Bowl with Chad Kelly. This is exactly what I'm talking about. You know, needing Chad Kelly to when we need him to come too clutch. You know, after 2 rushes, we are not able to get close to the first down enough to run. So we're just gonna go ahead and try to throw another nice pass. And that's where it comes through inaccurate. If this is roughing the passer, that's, yeah, I'm just going to decline it because this is kind of ridiculous how much they call it. I understand they do in real life call it that much, but like, I'm up 34-14. I don't need that roughing the passer call. Maybe if it was like, I don't know, if we were tied or something, I might, but solid punt. You know, if I had an accurate punt there, then it would have been at the 1. But, you know, whatever. Who cares? So we've only got 2 sacks today. They have been running it more than passing it, it seems like. So that's probably why. I haven't really been calling any pressure either. But I'm going to go ahead and do that here. Because even though it's single back, they have come out and, well, yeah, they're probably, okay, they are here. Alright, so I'm bringing the pressure here. Let's see if we could, you know, do it. Okay, I'm there. Alright, nice. Probably should have picked that one. Honestly, I saw that coming a mile away. Alright, so I've been calling pressure a lot here, and then here we go. Beautiful. Our defense is just firing on all levels right now. Alright, so it's kind of a bad time to call that pressure on a screen pass, and he's going to be gone. Oh, no. We have a super fast safety there. Wow. That is an amazing touchdown saving tackle. So our free safety is just, he's pretty quick. I didn't know he was that fast. I didn't think he was, but there we go. Alright, so our drive goal was to get Zadarius Smith his 2nd sack of the game, or 5th sack of the season, whenever it was, but that was a perfect, I called goal line because I, you know, expected them to run, so I'm playing run D, even though they're probably going to pass the ball. Actually, with that motion, they're going to, yeah, hand it off there. So that was perfect run D right there. Alright, so, alright, so you need to keep them out of the end zone here. It probably shouldn't be too difficult, especially when they take a check down. Alright, so I had everything boxed over the middle. He took a check down. So, you know, we're good. We'll try to keep him to a 17-point game. So, oh, let's go. Okay, beautiful. Alright, they're gonna rough the passer every time now. I'm gonna change that slider back. I'm gonna decline it again because I want my passing yards. I mean, Chad Kelly is actually throwing some decent dots here. 3 of 6, 47 yards and a touchdown. I would love for him to go ahead and try to update his stats a little bit in a garbage time game where if he throws the interception, it's not going to matter at all. So I'm going to go ahead and, try to throw some more. All right, he throws it incomplete, but that's fine. All right, so finally we get a penalty against us, which is perfect. That's what I wanted. I wanted it to be even. So I'm just going to hand the ball off. Try to run some clock now. We're trying to make a point with to get Chad Kelly some yards, but right now it's all about running the clock with 6:40 left. Just getting out of here. So they get what I would call a garbage time touchdown because down by 17 with the amount of time left to go. They had to go for the onside kick there to even have an opportunity, and obviously they didn't get the onside kick. So, I mean, a solid punt puts them at the 6. Oh, I'm not sure how, but that he just caught that through all my guys. So I'm being stupid here and just doing all this to try to get a couple more yards, and we do get 20 yards here. So one out of bounds, get Chad Kelly a couple more completions. So I'm going to go ahead and check out the stats. Now, Dwayne Haskins got injured early in the game, but he was 5 of 13 for a touchdown, 163 yards. So he had a decent start of the game. Now, Chad Kelly was also 5 of 13 because it threw a couple garbage time passes that I just wanted to get him some yards. But he only threw for 60 yards in those 5 completions, whereas Dwayne obviously threw for more than 10 yards an attempt. So they do both have a touchdown. Now, Kirk Cousins kind of tore us up, 369 yards and a touchdown, but 2 interceptions. Now, he tore us up late in the game, mostly. Now, when you have an 80-yard screen pass, that's obviously going to help you out. Rushing, Darius Geis ran for more yards than Dalvin Cook, which is, completely unexpected. Dalvin Cook's a much better player, so I kind of expected the opposite. But, Geis with only 1 touchdown still had more yards and was a prominent figure in our win. Receiving, Dalvin Cook had that huge screen pass, which is where most of the yards came from. Thielen kind of tore us up too. We had a couple of nice mosses that we were there contesting, but he just was, there. Julio had a couple of big plays for us. Paul Richardson did as well. He had 2 of our touchdowns. Julio did not have a touchdown in the game. Jerry Jeudy, we got him involved. And then Goddard, whatever it was, had a garbage time, catch. Defensively, the only 2 interceptions of the game were Landon Collins. They were just, I user lurked over the middle, and they both happened right at the end of the second quarter. I thought we were going to be able to score twice, but we did only score once. It could be argued that maybe if he did not intercept both of those, that we wouldn't have won the game, because we did, score out of it. So he did come through clutch. He actually also had a sack, which is kind of funny. Darius Smith had 2 sacks. Danielle Hunter sacked us once. We only got sacked once because we threw so little. We threw 26 times. So besides that, there wasn't really anything else that happened. We did have that punt return touchdown, which was huge. So I'm actually going to go ahead and show that guy real quick that I picked up. I'll probably be back. The next game I'll play is going to be probably week 10 or 11. But I'll go ahead and get the next episode out. And I'm not going to screw this up and record songs so that I have the copyright problems. All right. Peace.